I'm on day 24, maybe 26 of my dopamine detox, and I feel like my brain has gotten a software upgrade. I haven't doom scrolled in over a month. Oh, no, almost a full month. So let me tell you about it. And for context, I run a digital marketing agency and primarily do a lot of social media advertising on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, mainly Facebook. So this is really hard for me. But I realize that I have become addicted to my phone. And it's not even a joke. And I think all of us can attest to this. We all have become addicted to to our phones. And if it's nearby, I find that I reach for it like almost impulsively, not almost, incredibly impulsively. I don't even know if that's good grammar, but it's become a problem. And I noticed that my mood, given everything that's going on, has really low moments. So much so that sometimes it takes me a while to feel completely myself. And then I see something else on some feed. And that's what I ended up concluding is, one, the phone's a problem, and two, the feeds are the problem. And I shared this, a written post on my Facebook, sharing what I have done and how much better I feel. I feel tremendously better. So let's talk about why I'm doing it, and which I've already alluded to a little bit, what's happening, how I'm doing it, what's happening for my emotional state. And then this add-on that I just started today, which I'll tell you about here in a little bit, because there was one thing I did not block, and it was still compulsively creating an issue for me. So why did I do it? Because, as I stated already, it's become really bad out there. The news is just negative. Marketers ruin everything. The politics of everything. Everything is politicized. Everything is over dramatized. It could be sports. It could be music. It doesn't even have to be politics. Everything's politicized or dramatized. Just looking at ESPN or any news stations, they're all talking heads and they're just screaming at each other. And then you go to YouTube and there's all this propaganda or just media channels and influencers that create more drama about who said what. And it's insane to just see that everywhere. So it became evident to me that I needed to do something, because I genuinely, continuously, often, if not all the time, felt sad or depressed or just like the world's ending. And maybe it is, but I still had to live and I still had to provide. I still had to create. And that's the biggest thing. I had to create, and I can't create anything or much of anything if I'm perpetually in some depressed mode. I'm sorry, but that's just the way I continuously felt. It's just horrible. And the more I think about things and you look at history, and I realize that bad things have always been happening. And I'm not saying they're not bad things happening now, but they've always been happening. And they've been happening all over the world, and they're happening right now. There's bad things happening right now, somewhere in another state, in another city, in another country. And like, I've traveled and I've witnessed this. When I would be in other towns and other countries, you look at the media and like, oh my God, there's some really bad things happening here that I'd never heard about. So what I realize is, the big aha is, there's always been bad things happening. Always. Even when there been good times. There's always been bad things happening, but we never ever knew just how bad it was, or how bad it was all over the world, because we weren't plugged into it. We didn't get the news from those other parts of the world. But now, anytime anything kind of bad or semi-bad or anything happens, we have immediate access to that information. And I'm convinced that we were never meant to have all this information, all this sadness, all this war, all this trauma being put in our face. So I decided to do the obvious thing, but the hard thing. And given that I run a digital marketing agency, it's really hard because I have to be connected. I literally have to be connected to be able to service my clients and do some work for them and provide a service that I have to be on my phone is what I'm saying. Today's episode of Becoming Better Ancestors is brought to you by me. That's right, TV the Marketer, founder of Rockstar.Marketing, where we help small businesses stop being invisible and start becoming unforgettable. That's what you are. If you run a local business and you're tired of throwing money away on ads that don't work, or worse, trusting your cousin's friend who does marketing on the side, it's time to call in the pros. We do digital advertising, video marketing, AI integrations, and strategy that actually gets results. No fluff, no excuses, just ROI. Head on over to www.rockstar.marketing. It's a real thing. And let's make some marketing magic happen. And years ago, I actually installed this plugin on Chrome. This is what I would recommend for you, called Newsfeed Eradicator. And at the time, it was mainly for Facebook. But now I was looking at it, and it eradicates all the news feeds, or any news feed you want. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of them. Twitter, X. You can block all of them. And that, for me, allows me to still go do what I have to do. I just block the newsfeed. So if somebody posts something, or if I want to check out somebody, I can go see what they're up to. Now, I can't see what they're doing this precise moment, or I can't see it in the feed, so I don't know if they post it right now. I just have to go out of my way. That took care of that issue. So I'm not doom scrolling on my desktop. But on my phone, the obvious thing to do is just to delete the apps. But because I do want to have access to them in case I do need to have access to them and make it a little less hard, I have this app called Opal installed. And on it, I have the CEO mode on, which allows me which blocks everything. And I can still kind of select which apps to block and not to block. It was a little aggressive, and it blocked my Spotify. It blocked everything, right? I had to remove Spotify. I still can't figure out how to remove SoundCloud. I want a SoundCloud. I like my music. The thing that was the most difficult in the past to block, Facebook is actually not hard. I've had it removed. It's Instagram. I'm sorry. Instagram's been, YouTube. YouTube for me has been the hardest. Why? It's been the hardest because everything is on there. It's not just news. I love my sports, and I watch clips of sports. Like, I watch the highlights. I don't even watch the games anymore because it takes too long and it's too emotionally draining. So I just watch the clips the next day. Like, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. The next day, I'll watch a 10-minute highlight, basically the highlights of the game, and I'll find out who won or lost. But music as well. I like all types of music. So there's where I can find a diverse type of music that I may not be able to find on Spotify. So that was the hardest. How-to videos, just random stuff. But of course, the politics comes in, and of course, the drama. Even ESPN and all of them, they go at each other, or Fox, or the podcasters. It's too much. So I finally decided to also block YouTube. But I found out that YouTube has YouTube Music, which I knew about, but I didn't realize it's how good it is. It's actually really good. It almost goes head to head, toe to toe, whichever, head and toe with Spotify in terms of discoverability and just selections and playlists and curated lists. I really, really like it. So that has been an alternative to YouTube. Great. So I'm on day 24, 26, whatever it is, of detoxing, and I can tell you, I feel tremendously better. Now, the stuff is still happening out there. And the other big aha is I can't necessarily do anything about it other than be informed. But how much information does one human being need to have? And how informed do you need to be? If it's really bad, or if you want to stay up to date, one of the things I do is I am subscribed to newsletters from like New York Times or Wall Street Journal or the Dallas Morning News here locally, to find out what may be happening that's of urgency that I need to be aware of. But do I need to know what Tom, Dick, and Harry think about what's happening down the street or up in Capitol Hill, or about anything and everything? I don't need to know everything and everybody else's opinions about the things. And I think that's the biggest problem. The news feed is filled with that. I can't do anything about it. I can't. I never have. Most people never have. You do need to be informed. Perhaps stay in groups where you have the top level information, or if you want to mobilize and become an activist or be an activist, I totally support that and agree with that. But you don't need to be invested every single moment of every single day. It's too much. I don't think the human mind is equipped for all that stuff and that anger and the resentment. All right. So, hey there, it's me again. This episode, in case you forgot, of the Becoming Better Ancestors is sponsored by yours truly. I'm TV, the guy behind Rockstar.marketing. We help purpose-driven businesses go from best kept secret to everybody's talking about them, using digital ads, compelling video, and marketing that actually works. If you got a message that matters but need help getting it heard, we should talk. Head over to www.rockstar.marketing and let's make you impossible to ignore. I feel better. I feel more relaxed. I'm excited for the day. I feel more motivated, more creative. There's more bandwidth, more energy to get invested into other things I've been reading a lot more, guys. I will admit, I still have the habit of picking up the phone, which brings me to my last point of this video. I would pick it up way too many times because there's a habit. And there's one thing I did not block, and that is my Gmail app, my email app. So I think because I still feel the compulsive desire to pick up the phone and look at it, I started reading more, but also I've been opening up my email app a whole lot more, and it's the statistics of my apps shows it, and I'm like, why am I, the app that tracks all that? And I'm like, why am my number still so high? It's my Gmail. I don't mind picking up the phone if I'm reading something. For example, I'm reading 4 or 5 books. I'm kind of cycling through. I think that is a problem. Like, how many emails am I going to get? So today I decided to actually block all that as well. I have 4 emails for different purposes. So I blocked all that. And now I've I've implemented a new policy that I'm only going to check it at like 9 a.m., at 12 a.m., 3 times. What did I say? I said 10, 2, and 5. At 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. That's the only time I'm going to check my email. If it's my clients, unless it's I'm going to let them know. Unless it's an emergency, please also CC my assistant, so that way we can take care of, there's an emergency, and or text me. My texts are still available. I don't have a lot of people text me because I just don't. So I did that today, and that one was even harder than YouTube, obviously. But I feel like it's already helped me today because I felt a little more focused. And it's crazy. Now, I can still log in to my Gmail via my desktop. And I need to figure out how to get around that, or maybe force myself to log in manually every single time, adding a barrier, adding friction to be able to do that. Hopefully that all made sense, guys. I feel like we all have a problem. We are literally addicted to our phones. And I used to think that it wasn't a problem. I wasn't addicted. And just this year, I felt like, oh, yeah, it's a problem. I'm in the toilet, and sometimes, and I know it's, but don't judge me, because I know you probably do this too, or someone. I mean, be honest. You're on your phone, you're in the restroom, and you're doing what you got to do. You're taking care of your business, and you're scrolling, checking out memes, getting mad at everything, and you get up and your legs are numb. Like, what the hell? How long have you been sitting there? Did I wipe? Did I not wipe? I'm gonna wipe anyways, just in case. Oh my goodness, I have a problem. And I need to stop. This is the honest truth. I'm trying to be vulnerable here. Please don't judge me. And if you judge me, it's okay, because I'm judging you back. We got to do better. I said, I do social media marketing and advertising. I do this for a living. And I feel like we can do better. And we can still enjoy social media for what it is. It's giving me so many good things, so many friendships and hobbies and passions and just good information. So there's the good side of it, but these algorithms are running our lives. These feeds, it's the feeds and the apps and the phone, feeds and the phone. It's a combination of both of those. And this desire to stay plugged in. Had several people reach out to me and ask me how I was doing it. So this video as an effort to kind of walk you through how I did it. Opal for the phone. And you can also, on Opal, also block Gmail, block all your email. You can block everything if you want. You can select the apps. Newsfeed Eradicator, and I think they have that extension plug-in for all the browsers. So you can still scroll, or you can still go there and check out people's stuff. You just can't see the feed. The feed is the problem. The phone is the problem. And the politics of it all is the problem. And our need to always be plugged in. So what can you do? What can you create? How will you feel when you're not always plugged in? I think the benefit of that is far exceeds being plugged in all the time. Like I said, if you really want to stay in touch with the news, if that's your thing, and you really need to know every day or what's urgent, subscribe or pay to actually be subscribed to some of these platforms that are going to give you news. Whatever your news is, it's not for me to decide. Your news as opposed to all these opinions. You're not changing anybody's mind. You're just in an echo chamber. I don't want to be in one anymore. I just want to create. I just want to be. I just want to live, love, do all the good things, and be a good citizen. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this was of some benefit to you. Until next time, have a great day, and we'll talk soon. I got to talk to my girl, my baby girl. It's time. It's our weekly call. Until next time. Bye-bye.